Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy. And the painting I'm bringing you today is called New Zealand Beach. It's a 7 by 14. I might just number these because I'm going to be doing a few more. Yeah, kind of a sky painting with a little bit more going on. Pretty representative of the kind of thing you might see out here. We have these things called heads. We call them heads out here. Maybe they're called heads everywhere. I don't know. They weren't in California where I came from originally. I painted this quite recently, and yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm real happy with the way the paint turned out. Pretty good. I'm just thinking as I'm talking here. I'm thinking of the members area now. So members area, it's about 3 to 4 hours long. Working out these hills and things in a way that I was pleased with was important, and it took a little extra time. One of the main things, like working on that little gradation with the little glow, I'm very picky about that kind of thing. So you won't notice it so much here in the sped up video. That was Jerry just allowing himself to come in to my office. But you definitely will see it in the members area. And the thing is, like, I like to move quickly. I got some real tips and insights for you in this video, by the way. So don't get bored and leave right away. It'll be worth your while. I'll make it worth your while. And there will be an ad for my book coming up. It's only 30 seconds in the middle of the video, so I'll read that out to you too. We'll have some fun with it. Now, yeah, little haze coming up in mountains. So this is what I want to say: the actual reference image, which again you can view if you're in the members area. Full-length video, 4 hours, 3 hours long. You can see the reference. You also have a color mixing session. The link to join the members area is just below this video. So click on, if you don't see it come up, click on the more button, and you'll see that link. Click on that. Also, I have to point out, if you're on a phone or tablet, you really need to sign up on some kind of PC or Mac. Yeah, just talk to Google. I tried to talk to them. They're not listening. Anyway, what colors did I use? Well, quite limited, really. So this whole painting is it's a pivot between like grays, blues. The blues are very gray blues, and then more taupey grays, browns, that sort of thing. So we're in a pretty limited segment, pretty limited palette. Didn't use any green. Didn't use any purple. I used a lot of gray mixed with ivory black and white as a basis, and then would tint that various colors. I used phthalo blue. A lot of burnt umber, a lot of raw umber, a lot of titanium white, titanium buff, which I really enjoy using, yellow ochre, and that'd be just about it, I would think. Sorry if I left a few out. Again, that's all explicated in the members area. I'm gonna sniff. Sorry. I had a sneeze before I started recording. What can you do? Yeah, and I've used a sky reference before. I like it, and but I always try and change things up. I felt like with this one, was going over things a little more than I like. I like things to be fresher, but so this is one of the tips and tricks I have worked with 2 students today. The one earlier in the day, quite an experienced artist and painter, newer to oil paints, and the one in the afternoon, very talented but less experienced. So. But I had one big insight for both of them that I've sort of stated in other ways, but I think this is really good. And I have noticed with painters starting out, and even experienced painters, that they will just keep overworking things and reworking things. And the notion that I wanted to impart is that you need to respect your past self and their work and their efforts. And think of it this way, if you were teaching someone to paint, I do that all the time. You don't just go up and like rework their entire painting willy-nilly. You try and keep most of what they have and just fix a few things that need fixing, right? You have respect for their work. If you don't, you're really a mean teacher and you won't have very many students anyway. But have that same respect for yourself and the work you put in. So often I see people throwing out things that actually looked pretty decent in the process of shooting for some sort of perfectionism that they just don't have the skills to attain. So in the absence of having those skills necessary to attain the perfection that you envision, what you should do is at least accomplish a human expressive piece of art, which you can do. You can do if it's your first or second painting ever. Put the strokes down and leave them alone. Keep moving. Do another painting instead of sitting there, oh my goodness, the licking, And my student in the afternoon doesn't do a lot of that. She got some experience, but I've seen so many in the past that just keep working the surface over and over and over. They're not even thinking. They are thinking, but they're working as they're thinking. They don't even know what they're doing. They're destroying their paintings. Oh, hey, do you want to paint tonally? Do you want to paint better? Tired of trying to find the info that you need? There are hundreds of videos on this channel. You could watch it for days and not find the info you need until now. Introducing my new book, Landscape Painting the Toneless Way by M. Francis McCarthy. Everything you want to know in one place. Order your copy today. Landscape Painting the Toneless Way. Just click the link below this video or visit my website, landscapepainter.co.nz. Very proud of that book, and sold some more, decent quantity. I mean, I only printed 50, about half gone. So I've got the thing is I don't have a lot of dosh, so I've got to hit a threat. Most of the money for this project, for what my sales price of 55, I'm making like $5. I think I'm making that because shipping out of here is very expensive. The cost of producing the book at such short quantity is very expensive. I've had a lot of help though, and it's important to me that it gets out in the world and gets into people's hands. So I don't mind, I'm okay. I'm not complaining. I'm still making available. What I'd really like to do is to see if I could sell another 10 or so. I will go ahead, and that'd probably give me enough funds to do a reprint order of another 50, and so that would ensure that the book will be available to everyone that's interested. We don't have a huge community on this channel, but we do have a community, and I really respect you guys. I really appreciate the time and attention you give to these videos, and I love to share, and I love to help, I love to teach. Everything I know I put in that video. Anyway, back to the video proper. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, the underpainting done with good old burnt umber. The reason for this is like, I was real pressed actually, just finding time to package and ship all these books. So I finally got in to do some work, but I wasn't able to get the whole painting done in one day. So I had to do the underpainting in one day, and the color the next. And this is a brilliant thing about doing underpaintings. I highly recommend it. If you don't work that way, you should investigate it. Because you can do your underpainting with burn number. You figure out your composition, all those compositional issues, some basic value stuff. You can work as hard or as little as you want on your underpainting. It gets covered for the most part, but having that foundation allows you to really concentrate on the color and the brush effects and textures that you're after while you're painting. So I never do a painting without an underpainting. That's just how I work. It's not the only way to work. A lot of people like to do what they call a block-in. What I like about underpainting though is that I'm not wasting a lot of paint if I do something and discover, nah, it's just not working. you know. One thing, by the way, we're not going to be too far away from it here. You see this ridge of mountains in the back. Ended up seeming to me that I needed to make the ones that are moving towards the left-hand side much lighter. That became apparent as I started filling in the foreground. That area I'm painting in there now, and I discussed this in the members area, was in the reference photo like twice as wide. It's kind of a boring area, so I reduced it a lot. And yeah, I had some challenges. Like there's kind of a wave there, but it's pretty subtle. All in all, though, I'm pretty happy with this painting, and I want to keep going in this direction. Mostly because it's the kind of thing that sells out here in New Zealand. Beaches. People like their beaches out here. What can I say? I'm a real fan of the inland scenes, but you know, they want the beaches, so I want to give them to them because yeah, I'm trying to sell as much work out here as I can. It wasn't as big a factor before the tourism thing kind of shut down, but now it is. So anyway, you'll see more of these. Hopefully you like them. Let me know in the comments area. Also, if you know, you have bought a book, I'd love to get feedback. I've got to remember to turn on comments on the blog, but you can comment anywhere. I'll just collect them, and yeah, it'll just be good to know. I put in so much work. Yeah. So yeah, a bit of challenges on this. A few things I haven't gone after before. Like I have done mountains with the little haze coming up before, but not quite as this direct. Oh, and this is one thing I started to talk about and kind of dropped off. So, you know, and this is a real place, and there were 1,000 little tiny ridges and bumps and dips, some of which I didn't think worked compositionally all that well. So what I did was soften them to suit the painting. Enough that I think that somebody that knew the actual place where it was would be like, oh, that's da-da-da place, you know? But also in a sense, I'm kind of shooting for, you know, something that almost has a bit of a synthetic feel, like it could be any beach out here, or be any beach anywhere, really, you know? So that's what I did, yeah. Okay, what else we got? We're getting close to the video. Yeah, I'm really into this brown against blue thing. There was another one I did that I didn't get to share with you. I'm real sad about it, but for some reason I didn't record the entire sky portion, and the sky was pretty awesome. It was a really good painting, and I'll be selling it, I'm sure, but I won't be putting the video up. Just too much missing. It really bums me out. I try to, so there was that nice tip about, you know, supporting yourself as an artist, respecting your past self and your past efforts, you know. You were doing your best. And I've said it before, I say it again, but it bears repeating. An expressive and sincere attempt by an amateur painter that's left alone is infinitely more interesting than an overworked, overwrought, yet still not perfect painting by that same painter, right? Here you can see me working on that. You can always see that's a pretty good improvement. And then I've got to lighten that bottom a little bit more, but that really helped, I think, because we had a bit too much of that ridgy effect. And of course I make my life challenging by putting the brightest bit up against the mountains like that, but that's what I like, so that's what I do. Anyway, getting pretty close to the end here. Now we're going to be almost like way slowed down this chunk here, so give you a sense of almost real time. Yeah, I enjoyed painting those that brown ridge a lot more actually than the more graphical feeling mountains behind it. But you know, it is what it is, and you know, it's all a process. I thought my wave ended up coming out pretty good. And I had a great comment on the video the other day that they thought I did a good job on the waves, and I was so happy to hear that because, you know, I'm trying to get better at it, You know, there's a real art to it, and that said, you know, it's all just shapes at the end of the day. So don't let anything be your excuse for, oh, I can't paint this or I can't paint that, or it's all just shapes. Just paint it, keep trying it, keep working at it. If you keep working at it, you'll get better. There's no question about that. If you did a painting every day, you had 30 paintings in a month, we all know you'd be better in a month than you were if you only did one painting that month. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Anyway, till I come back with another video, do me a favor, do me a solid, take good care of yourself, your family, all your loved ones. Stay out of trouble, and God bless you and your family.